Yippers. All right. It's a cold Wednesday night, but that's okay because we welcome you to the Red and the Blue Soccer Chat, brought to you by the Evan and Aaron Show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so glad you're here. I don't know why I looked like Picard on the meme. Anyway, welcome to the Red and the Blue Soccer Chat. We are live in central Indiana, and at least we're not in Ohio, where flag planting is a felony. I'm just saying. Yeah, I know. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing as hell. But anyway, welcome everyone. Hi. My friend. I know. I had to throw that in there. Yeah, flag planting. Who knew it was going to become a thing in Ohio that really weak people have to make laws about not doing.
Really?
Yes.
What did I miss here?
Dude, oh, man. Okay, so right now in the Ohio State House, there is a bill that is trying to be passed that would make flag planting in Ohio Stadium a felony. You know my rebuttal to that. Win the damn game, and you won't have to worry about flag planting. And I'm an Ohio State fan. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we did not come
I
here
can
to
literally guess what the people look like who are supporting this bill.
Exactly.
Can't I?
Yes, you can.
One of them has a large forehead and used to be an assistant wrestling coach.
Jungle Jim.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, guys.
Beavis to Butthead. Oh, we're releasing the report on Butthead, by the way.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Ladies and gentlemen, we
jumped right in there.
No, I think we'll get, I don't know. It depends on where you want to go with this. But anyway, welcome to Red and Blue Soccer Chat. My name is Evan. I'm representing the Blues of Chelsea. This is my friend Aaron, representing the Red Devils of good old Manchester United. Guys, I think that I'm not out of line here in doing this for both squads. Both squads, man. Both squads.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I tell you, I love good football. And you're right. The fact is that both of our last games left something to be desired as far as the beautiful game is concerned. But gritty wins, dude.
Yeah.
Gritty wins.
It's huge. That's the kind of stuff. I especially for a team like United, and I guess.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go there.
City, fuck off home.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Those are the City fans as they left the stadium.
The 12 of them.
All 12 of them.
You only
looks
sing
as
when
well
you're
attended
winning.
as the Boca Raton Bowl this evening. Yeah, you know what? I mean, a huge win for United on Sunday. Not the greatest performance. Not the greatest performance from either side, but in matches like that, you really kind of don't care. It's like Ohio State, Michigan, or IU, Purdue.
Right.
The form goes out the window. It doesn't matter. It's all about getting that dub. And Man U have now multiple times kind of punched City in the mouth.
Yes.
I didn't think City played all that great. They did dominate possession, as you would expect, but honestly, they didn't threaten us a lot. They weren't creating clear-cut opportunities. United weren't either, but United also weren't harming themselves.
Sure.
The goal for City comes off a bit of a broken play on a corner kick. Takes a wicked deflection. It
was a nice header. It was a nice header.
It's a great finish. It's great for Gvardiol to be the first to kind of recognize and adjust and get that right. I'm sorry, I have puppies.
I know. I just saw them too. It's
and
like,
now I'm
puppies.
like, I just want to look at puppies. But that's one of those things where it's kind of hard to legislate for that. You can drill into guys all you want, but Ahmad the deflection, when you see that ball's trajectory after it hits Ahmad's foot and basically curls back, the defenders have already committed. Diogo Dalot, as we witnessed at other moments in that game, doesn't exactly have hops.
Yeah.
He's it's just not a strong part of his game to win that. And good on Gvardiol. Onana didn't really have a chance for it. But I really thought, especially in the second half, as it wore on, you felt that momentum. You felt that Manchester United, somewhat old school momentum, and I can't say I've felt it a lot over the last few years.
Sure.
But when it's things are going well for you at United is when you get that feeling of, if we score one here, we're going to get another. And they were 54 seconds apart. That's incredible.
Yes.
It's incredible to me that City coughed up the ball that quickly. They get scored on. There's still plenty of time on the clock. And, here's City just giving the ball away. And I honestly, Ugarte being a bit risky. If you watch the replay on that, he once he has put his GPS on where he believes Latched is, he brings that ball down and backheels it without ever. I mean, he never checks him. Never checks him again. And that ball split two City defenders.
Yes.
If that does not get through, I think we get scored on there. So it's one of those. Well, you gotta be willing to take chances. And he said, I can get it out there. Latched plays it out to, I believe, Delotte. Delotte gives it back to him. And, we've got a guy whose nickname is the Butcher. But he can play some beautiful football as well. Let's not forget he's a fleet-footed Argentine. He has shown his ability.
Good friend of the pod right there, David.
To work his way out of tight situations on the ball with his passing. And this was an opportunity for him to demonstrate, a little bit more of that long game. And what's great is there's a replay, and you see about 2 seconds before Latched plays that ball, Ruben looks up and just says, Ahmad. And Latched picks his head up, and I mean, there's if that dime had its edges worn down, Ahmad doesn't get to it.
Right.
But you watch the Henry breakdown of it. He sees that ball coming over his shoulder, and he makes an early decision that I'm not going to get to this on the take it out of the air.
Yes.
He never looks back at the ball. He waits for it to come down over his shoulder and bounce, and that's when he plays it.
Yes.
Did he mishit the finish? I believe so. I don't think he hit it quite as cleanly as he could have, but that's probably why it went in. I think it ends up wrong-footing the defender, and he has to overplay it. Suddenly pandemonium, and we've watched this now. United maybe not being a better club for 38 games against Manchester City or whatever competition they're facing them in.
Right.
But we've had multiple times now where United said, "Not today, Satan," and figured out a way to win or won it from the outset. I remember a couple years ago with McTominay scoring the goal late to make it 2-0. Obviously, what we did at the end of the last season. Ahmad seems to specifically dislike City. And good on him. He's got a couple winners now.
Yeah.
It's fantastic to see. I think tomorrow is going to be the big question mark. Can they recover? Do they have, can they recover from the emotion of playing that kind of game? Can they recover from, hey, they had to put forth some effort. City does keep the ball for a long period of time, and they needed to work hard off the ball.
Yep.
Will we see Rashford and Garnacho? Have they done enough in the interim? Have they stepped up? Have they kind of atoned for what it was to drop them? Because we need a squad. We need a full squad, and I think Spurs are a totally different side than City, but equally really struggling to get their results for themselves.
Yeah.
It's cup competition. It's a chance for hardware in a season where both teams probably are gonna struggle for that top 4 spot. So there's a chance to get your hands on a trophy, and I think it's going to tell us a lot about Manchester United, and then turn around and play again on Sunday. And fixtures just coming left and right.
Man.
That's the festive fixtures for you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, good friend of the pod.
Yep.
I mean, from a neutral's perspective, and I know you said you went back and looked at the game today.
Yes.
What was some takeaways for you?
I had a couple of takeaways. Number one, Ahmad. this kid is the real deal. I mean, he
seems to be.
He seems to be the real deal. And I think the more playing time he gets, the more consistent playing time he gets, he's going to continue to show that the kid can fit into Amarim's system.
Yeah,
he's going to be able to fit in there.
I would agree with that. His ability to play that wingback spot,
yes.
and also the sort of the double 10 is, I guess, what we're calling it right now.
Okay.
In a central attacking role. He just wants it.
Yes.
He just really seems to want it.
I agree. And my other takeaway was this. It was what in the world is going on at the Etihad, guys? Listen, I am not one to criticize too much, but I went back and I watched that, and I'm surprised the chant of "This is a library" didn't start from United fans. It is telltale of where this team is right now as far as being on form. They're not. But here's the deal. They're still the champs, and they still bring it. And I'm not going to allow people to say, well, they're not the same, city team. No. I'm gonna call bullshit on that, because as a champion, you still know that you're a champion.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to allow that to take away from what United did. Yes, was it a sloppy game? Was it not a pretty game? Sure. But at times, United outplayed City more than City outplayed United. And it was a vast difference as far as the attack goes. Because as City started building the attack.
Vast difference?
Vast difference.
Okay.
I've had a couple, okay? So I will enunciate. I'm sorry.
Didn't know if we were talking about
No. But you could tell, like, when City is building their attack right now, it's not the same.
No, I agree.
It just doesn't look the same. But when United was building their attack, you had that sense. You had that sense of, oh, okay, here we go. Something might be coming here.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I mean, these guys, they went into the snake pit, and they gave everything they had, and they came out with the 3 points.
Absolutely.
Vast deference.
As a fan as a fan of a team that's really struggled with injuries over the last couple of seasons, I do have some sympathy for City, but they carry such a deep squad, and they're supposed to be built for this exact scenario, right? Like we've got two at every position. We've guys who can play multiple, but I think the reality is there's only one Rodri.
Yep.
I'm not a huge fan. To me, he's the modern incarnation of Busquets, and I didn't like Busquets, but I do have to give credit where it's due. They're phenomenal players, and they make their side tick. They're incredibly integral to what's going on.
Past 2 seasons, he's averaged at least a goal a game, which is amazing.
With him being out, not protecting the back four, and then a couple other guys being out defensively for them, you're having to utilize players that I think honestly just really aren't up to the standard. But I think there's something going on. I think I said it last time. I think that there are rumblings with what's coming down, and you could see Pep doesn't seem quite as engaged, and maybe is considering not renewing his contract. Who knows? But that is not a settled side. That is not the City team that we've seen for the last 6-7 years. And for all 12 City fans, that should alarm them.
Sorry, doing sound check. My bad. I don't know. I think that what we're seeing right now is we're seeing City having to deal with so many different things, and I think you're absolutely right. I think you nailed it in the fact that these guys now are dealing with the shit rolling downhill.
Yeah.
And we're seeing how this affects players, and I think it makes a good segue. And I think it's a good segue because for a couple of seasons we were seeing, the whole Roman Abramovich thing and affecting players. Then all of a sudden you go and you get, a manager who, just didn't fit the system. And then you try and fill it with, with Frank, and Frank didn't work. And it's just, you go from Frank to Potter to, to Poch, and then all of a sudden, Pochettino's like doing something. And then at the beginning of this year, I think both you and I think we had kind of the same kind of questions, like, why would you get rid of Pochettino when things are starting to look pretty decent? Yeah. There's a few things I want to say about this. Right now, what I have to say is, number one, I apologize to Robert Sanchez. You, my friend, have made yourself into a pretty decent Premier League keeper. The guy had some incredible saves against Brentford that allowed us to stay in the game and eventually win it. And then number two, Maresca is for real. And the fact is that he's got these guys playing in a system that is working for their talent. It's working for them, that they are free enough to play what they have as far as their talents are concerned. Case in point, Nicholas Jackson. This guy missed in this last match. He missed his first 4 or 5 really decent shots. He had one shot on goal where it was practically an empty goal, and he skied it over the net. I think under Poch, under Potter, under Frank, anybody who had been here before, any of those guys, his head would have been down, and he would have been like, damn it, I don't think, I think I'm going to get taken off. Under Maresca, this guy not only came back and played this match with a reckless abandon, he actually helped score. He scored the winning goal. And I'm like, you didn't see that from a Nicholas Jackson last year. You didn't see that type of tenacity from him, but you're seeing it now, which is exciting because that then takes the pressure off of Enzo, off of Cole Palmer. You're able to do different things because now you have a threat that people know is a threat. This guy's going to score more often than not. And I think what that does is it takes the pressure off of him. And, guys, I'm telling you, there is reason to celebrate. Now, we're going to halftime, but I have some more stuff to say about this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are, once again, at Chatham Tap Fishers. We have the wonderful Claire and the wonderful JoJo here with us, just chilling, making sure that we have plenty of beverages flowing. Yep. And we just thank them so much for that. My friend, my shot goes out to, my shot goes out to Enzo Maresca. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Gaffer. Appreciate you. Who do you got, man?
My shot goes out to Caitlin Clark.
Hey!
Being named the Time Athlete of the Year.
There you go.
In spite of all the friggin' haters out there, especially the owner of the Washington Mystics, who suggested the league should have been Athlete of the Year.
Wait.
Kiss my ass. Nobody was paying attention until Caitlin showed up. She has changed the league in the way that Wayne Gretzky changed the NHL when he moved to the LA Kings. It's always been a great league. We've always had phenomenal players, but Caitlin is generational. She's changed the game.
Damn. That's a hell of a shot right there, guys.
Thank you as ever. Chatham will be open.
Thank you so much.
9:30 on Saturday, 8:30 on Sunday. And closed Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So
excellent.
Get in this weekend. By the way, Friday night, quite a lot happening here.
Yeah.
Some of you may be aware of a particular football game.
No, American football game.
Some hand egg going on. The football where they don't really use their feet a whole lot.
Exactly.
Indiana University, Cinderella story this year. No one was picking them to be this good. Played Notre Dame in a college football playoff. I believe it's 10 versus 7. However they're ranked, I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't care. At this point, you just win the game that's in front of you.
Just win.
I'm obviously a Hoosier. But either way, an Indiana team's going to win this game. But if you are interested, you should probably get here early because that's not the only thing going on Friday night.
Right.
We've got birthday parties, we got retirement parties, and we got an 8 p.m. kickoff for that football game right there in prime time. So I think if you want to be here and enjoy yourself, leave work early.
Why not? Why not?
Come here. There's probably you know what? Let's just look it up right now. I bet.
Oh my!
I bet there may be a soccer game on in the
There may
afternoon.
be a footy match.
On,
you think?
on Friday afternoon? Let's see.
Hey,
see what's
and you know
available
what?
to
Since
us.
we're talking about Friday night, let's go ahead and talk about Saturday.
The big Girona Real Valladolid matchup.
What time is that?
However,
oh, it's at 3 p.m.
At 2:30, Bayern Munich
and
versus
Leipzig.
Leipzig. So if you can make it for the long haul, it's a marathon, not a sprint, folks.
Oh.
Show up, settle in.
Oh, by gosh, by golly.
Get you a beverage. Maybe somebody here will be nice enough to share some of JoJo's magnificent peanut brittle.
It's time
and
for mistletoe and
possibly
holly.
some of our dear Shelby's Chex Mix. So you never know.
There you go.
You
There
never
you
know
go.
what kind of snacks are going to be here.
Hey.
No, you're good, man.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, get here early.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
Pick your spot because I
Absolutely.
assure you by about 5:30, 6 o'clock, things are going to start filling up around
Excellent.
here. So there's all that going on. Beware of random stumbling people. Back to your points about Chelsea.
Back to my point. So that was point number one. Nicholas Jackson, man. I mean, he is making a case for us not to necessarily go out and to find a striker during the transfer window. I think that you know what? I am a big proponent, and if it's not broke, let's not try and fix it. But here's what I will say. I agree with Maresca. I agree with Cole Palmer. It is not time, Chelsea fans, for us to start saying that we're going to challenge for a championship. It's not time yet. Let's talk about that in April. That's fine. But right now, you know what? It is time to just kind of revel in what is Chelsea football right now.
Well, just keep doing what you've
just
been
keep doing what we're doing.
One of my takeaways, and I'm quite impressed with Chelsea, and to me, what I think is most impressive is Maresca has clearly gotten these guys to buy into a system of play because they're spreading the wealth around.
Yes, they are.
It's not like somebody's just carrying them, and I didn't write this in our write-up today because I couldn't figure out how to word it that didn't make it sound somewhat condescending.
No.
But the reality is Chelsea are doing this without a lot of big names.
Exactly.
Like, you look at that team sheet, and there's a handful of guys. I mean, obviously Cole Palmer has been a revelation over the last couple of years.
Yes.
Nkunku was really, really well sought after. But there's an awful lot of guys just putting in good shifts for the good of Chelsea as a team, and they're in second place.
Yeah.
Liverpool does have a game in hand, so they could move. They could move it to what I think 5 points.
Yep.
But I tell you, if you'd have told a Chelsea fan that they'll be in second place and within 2 games of first come Christmas time, they'd have bitten your hand off.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you would have said absolutely no way to me,
Right.
Aaron. I don't believe it. I don't think it can happen. And they have truly been one of the real surprises of the season.
Yeah.
Yep. Just you know, it's really what you hope for. Is that you can get that out of players, because what we've had the opposite of is you look at a Manchester United team sheet over the last decade and you think, well, there's Lawton, there's Rooney, there's all these big names, and those guys played well. That's not a criticism of Rooney and Zlatan, but you also had a lot of big names come in who just didn't understand how heavy that shirt is.
Yeah.
Jadon Sancho, by the way, playing very well for Chelsea when he gets on.
He is reborn.
But, I mean, Paul Pogba, the weight of that jersey really, really hurt him. Angel Di Maria, he had some off-field issues, but I don't think he did well with that. Falcao, who was probably not healthy when he came in. But, I mean, we've had big-name player after big-name player, big-name manager after big-name manager coming in and not getting the kind of results. Meanwhile, Enzo Maresca just said, you know what, I like what I got. We're going to get to where we need to be, and then we'll evaluate. And if we can bring in another big name that doesn't disrupt things,
exactly,
you know, because you don't need that.
You don't need it. You don't need it.
You know, Nico has really, really improved.
Yes,
but it's always tempting to be like, let's splash some cash on Victor Osimhen or some of these other strikers. Do they fit? Are they going to do what they need to do for you? And right now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And that's exactly how I feel about this too, man. And the fact is that Chelsea has a team now that you can look at. Now, I do agree that I think two names pop out that will probably be gone after the transfer window. I think my man Ben Chilwell is probably going to be gone, and I think Carney Chukwuemeka is going to be gone too. I love both of these players. I just think that they don't fit as well in this system as others do. So I think that we're going to be able to get something for them. But I am very much on the sit on what you have, because we have a squad. We actually have two squads right now that can be really, really effective. And I know you're laughing at how many people we have on the book. And the fact is, yes, we do.
There's 42 guys listed on the squad.
There's
page
40. My thought is there's going to be, by the end of the transfer window, there's going to be about 37, 36.
I want to ask you, Reece James, is he? Should he move on for the sake of his own career?
Yeah. Okay.
No disrespect.
Right.
You know, I love Reece James.
No, absolutely.
And I love the fact that him and his sister play for Chelsea. I think that is so cool, and I love Lauren.
Yep.
But there are certain players who, for whatever reason, pick up injuries and they can just never quite shed them.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you go abroad, you maybe drop down to a lower league and regain your form. I think he needs it. I know he's the captain of the club, but Cole Palmer will very quickly step up and be the captain of this club.
Yeah.
Or Enzo.
Or Enzo. I do think that we're seeing an end of an era. I think we are seeing and like I said, for me, the combination of Chilwell and Reece James in 2015, 2016 was absolutely wonderful. It was great, but I think it's time to go. Stop laughing at our squad.
Your squad's
massive.
massive.
It's your squad.
Yeah, and we have 10 fewer players listed in the first team squad.
All right. Well, anyway, the last thing I'll say is this: good on you, Mark Cucurella. I'm telling you, you have been the spark plug so far this season. This guy plays.
He took the
all out,
opportunity
dude.
to have been sent off in a World Cup final.
Yes.
Didn't.
Yeah.
And went on, has really, really pushed on.
I'm telling you,
good things. Germans everywhere are super happy with Mark Cucurella. I'm pretty sure.
I will say
Wait,
this.
was that Germany? Was it Germany?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was Germany. Because we were sitting here with some of our German friends watching that match. But the one thing I'll say is, Mark, keep your head about you, my friend, because you have you're sitting on a red card now, and you can't play against Everton, which. I will say this is just the blue in Chelsea Blues for me. The next 3 Premier League matches, guys, these are banana
They're
peels.
banana peels, yeah, for sure.
It's Everton away, Fulham at home, and then Ipswich away. These can be banana peels. Now, here's the thing. If we get 9 points out of these matches, I am willing to say going into the new year that we have the best squad that we need, we have the system that we need, and that, yes, we are going to be able to challenge for a championship. I will say that. Now, if we slip up on these, then I absolutely default back to what Maresca and what Cole Palmer is saying, say, hey, we're not quite there yet. If we slip up in any of these, and when I say slip up, I'm not talking about just a draw. I'm talking about, you know what, look, if we draw with Everton at home, because Everton, they can bring it. They can bring it. They can. I mean, you got Jordan Pickford there.
Score for Jordan Pickford?
Yeah. Pickford. There you go. Tyrannosaurus Rex. But if we can score early there, I think we can hold on to that.
Yeah, I think an early goal hurts them.
The one that scares me the most, you would think it's Fulham.
Yeah, it is Fulham.
It is Ipswich.
Oof.
And I'm telling you why. You saw what happened. You saw what happened whenever Ipswich actually started to play just out of, pure joy. And this is what I'm saying. When I went back and I looked at the highlights of that Wolves match that they had, Ipswich has the ability to really take it to you, and
they
especially at home.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Fulham, yes, Fulham is on form.
I think you got to worry about that Fulham
You got to worry
side,
about
man.
it. But once again, I think that we've established coming to the bridge, you better be on your game. That's all I'm saying. Because, hey, we saw it, right? I mean, we saw it.
I mean, it's literally a home game for both teams. They're less than a mile apart, and Chelsea is technically in Fulham.
It is in
Fulham.
Fulham.
Is technically in Chelsea.
Exactly. But you're protecting the bridge. And I think
I agree.
Maresca has that. He's got that drilled into the guys. Ipswich scares me for some reason, man. I don't know why, but it just does.
You could get 9 points out of those 3 games. Meanwhile, the team you're chasing down has to play Spurs away on Sunday, Leicester City at home at Anfield, and then West Ham away. So there's an opportunity for Liverpool to drop point.
Does that mean I have to root for Tottenham? God.
At a minimum,
how about a draw?
At a minimum, you want a draw.
Let's do a draw.
You know, a draw in that match. I don't think you can hope for Leicester City.
And Jamie Vardy gets the.
I mean, it could happen.
At
But
least
boy,
a brace.
what's going on with the table? I mean, I think Leicester's really fallen.
Yeah,
off.
they're
Leicester is
almost in
17th.
relegation.
Yeah, they're just outside the zone.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, you know, excuse me.
It's not a bad schedule.
It's festive fixtures time. You never know what's going to happen. But, you know, continue to put their heads down and do the work they've been doing.
Yeah.
And I think Chelsea should count on 9 points. You're playing Shamrock Rovers in the Conference League. They are second place in the Irish League, but I think you should be able to handle them.
them.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of side you put out.
Yep.
But, you know, look, at this point, Chelsea have to very much take we just go out and play the next team that's in front of us.
That's it.
Get a result, move on to the next one.
Yep.
This season isn't about winning pretty.
No.
This season is about solidifying that top 4 and you know, being around to feast on the scraps. If Liverpool drops some points here,
yes, absolutely.
you've put yourself in a position to give yourselves an early Christmas present.
And this is
or Kwanzaa present or whatever.
or whatever you celebrate. But this is the last.
Dashikis for everyone.
There you go. This is the last thing. This is a game of attrition. I mean, you know, as people, and this is the thing that may work out to Chelsea's favor. Chelsea doesn't have as many games to play as other teams because once you get past December, in January, we got 5 games. February, we have 4.
It's going to come down to how far you
March,
go in the
we
conference.
have 2. True.
Yeah.
But March, we have 2. And so I'm thinking we can get fresh, and if we can go into April fresh, and if we are within striking distance, man, anything's possible right now, guys. Anything's possible. So anyway, with that,
hold on. Are you still? Let's see.
Hold on.
Are you still in the Carabao? Are you still in the League Cup?
No. Yeah, League Cup. We're in.
You're in the League Cup,
Yep,
but got
yep.
knocked out of the FA Cup.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but anyway, with that,
Jesus scored a hat trick.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Not bad. Not bad.
Hey, there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Remind me to tell you a joke later.
Oh, you can't say it on the air.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, wow, that would have.
Come get at me if you want to hear a really bad joke that I can't share on air.
You know, as we come back over, anything?
Not really. The U.S. men are off until mid-January when they have a set of friendlies. I believe Venezuela and Costa Rica. And then the U.S. women are off until mid-February for the She Believes Cup. And
nice.
We've got Colombia, then Australia and Japan. Hopefully Sam Kerr will be fully healthy again by then. That's, Australia's a decent side. And then Japan has really improved over the last few years in the women's game. So hopefully I want the U.S. to win, but hopefully they're competitive games. We are in, all these games are in the U.S.
Do you want to mention, like, the year that we have had in 2024 as far as women's soccer is concerned?
Well, you know, I mean,
wow.
It's somewhat sad, but it's also great. I mean, we've witnessed the passing of the torch here.
Yes.
The young women came in and said, you know what, we didn't do it right in the Olympics. We're going to do it right in the World Cup. Sam Mewis, Kelly O'Hara, Alex Morgan, Alyssa Nair, Becky Sauerbrunn, all U.S. legends. All will go into the U.S. Soccer Hall of Fame. And then by far, I got to be honest, I maybe the only person who's her equal is Alex Morgan, but Christine Sinclair.
Yes.
Beautiful career for Canada. The all-time leading scorer in international soccer. Sorry, Cristiano Ronaldo, but the women do get some recognition.
Right. There you go, ladies.
She's earned it.
The drunk crowd.
Look, she's had a hell of a career, and she's played here for most of it. And I've always enjoyed her as a player. She reminded me a lot of Abby. Just very matter of fact. Get it near me, and I'll figure out what part of my body I need to use to get the damn thing in the goal.
Yep. Good call.
Fearless in the air, left foot, right foot. I mean, she's just a special player. Alex was just. I mean, she elevated the game while she was there. She had an opportunity, and I think with her and Megan Rapinoe and some of the others, really waded into some social issues. That could have weighed heavily on other players, and Alex just took it in stride. And then, basically said it, no hard feelings. You made a decision and dropped me for the Olympics. I've had a great career, and it is opportunity for these young gals to go on. And after the Olympics, we've had Emma come in and basically say, we're not rebuilding, we're reloading.
Yes.
And we consistently bring through. We've got the trident, if you will. But I mean, we've also got some vets. Emily Sonnet has come in and absolutely said, yes, central defense is mine. We've got multiple good keepers coming in on the back of Alyssa Nair, who was voted keeper of the year, I believe, internationally. Just really, really tremendous what our ladies have done over this last year. It's sad to see them go, but it's obviously great to see the ones who are coming in to replace them and doing a fantastic job. Also, I want to give a shout. I believe, I got to get to it in time. There was a lot, and I'm too far away.
Oh, no.
Was it Sam Mewis and her partner who announced that they were having a child?
Oh, yeah.
And caught a lot of flack.
Yep, they did.
And to the point where Chelsea had to shut down their own damn... Is it Sam Kerr and
Sam
Mewis?
Kerr.
The Sams?
The Sams.
Or is it Christy? I can't... I got to be honest.
Christy Mewis.
Is it Christy?
I think. Yeah, and Sam.
Christy and Sam. Okay. The things that we ask athletes to put up with, and then female athletes, and then, gay female athletes. Because we know it's not okay to be a gay male athlete. Good Lord. What would we do about that, despite the fact that we have games where literally we wear rainbow armbands? It's crazy. Anyway, that's an aside. Love.
Don't they just need to keep kicking the ball into the net and forget about all that other the political stuff?
Well, I mean they're just they're phenomenal soccer players, and they're phenomenal people, and they really deserve better from us. So that's all I'll say about that. And I think we've covered it. Manchester's red.
Yes.
Manchester's
red.
Chelsea's blue.
London's blue, baby.
London is blue.
London is blue right now. And
London is blue right now. Arsenal are behind. So
absolutely.
Right now London is blue. The U.S. are red, white, and blue.
There you go.
And we are your friends.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Hey Aaron segment of our show. Aaron, it's almost Christmas. Yeah, we got a couple weeks. Got Pooh there. So lovable and all that stuff. I'm going to pose a question to you as if our friend St. Nicholas paid a visit to the Premier League in August. And in his bag of tricks, he gave the Premier League all of the things that he's given us so far. What have been the three most surprising gifts? What have been the three most surprising gifts from St. Nicholas so far in the Premier League?
I touched on it earlier. I think there's no question that Chelsea's position, Chelsea's performances, Chelsea's players are a surprise. Not to say that they weren't going to continue to improve this year, but I don't think anybody was expecting them to be in second place by Christmas time.
Right.
And that's just a huge gift to the league from the standpoint of you want a competitive league, okay? And I say this as somebody who, I was a fan of a team that for about 20 years was, in with a shout in damn near every season. I honestly don't think Sir Alex finished outside the top 3 after 1992.
I mean, you guys got used to just being there, dude.
And I think it's a good thing for the league when you've got a strong Man U, but I definitely think the more and these big clubs, I would add, I think Nottingham Forest being up there is fantastic. They're a historic club. They late 70s, early 80s were just a club where you're like, how the hell are they doing this?
Yes.
And there they are, and there they are again, sitting there in 4th place.
Bournemouth?
They're above Man City. I mean, we've gotten some really, really good surprises. I think if we stick to the Premier League, I don't think there's any one player right now that's really setting the league alight. But I will say, and this is a bit biased, Ahmad might be one of the most exciting players.
We were just
young
that.
players in the game right now.
Yep.
He doesn't know he's not supposed to be where he is. He's so young and so raw that he's just absolutely so willing to put in the effort. I mean, there was a couple games ago where he literally just robbed the left back multiple times and either ran to goal himself or set somebody up. That takes such a tenacity, such a willingness to put in some hard yards and some gritty work.
Yeah.
But he's also refined. He's got a sweet left foot. He's scored some really, really pretty goals. He can pick a pass. He seems to have the right mentality. I think he's been a gem. I'm going to cop out and just say, in general, I think this is one of the better Premier League seasons that we've gotten to see for a while.
Yeah.
It felt like Liverpool was going to run away with it. They've been reeled back in because they're not quite as consistent as they need to be.
After.
I think they can be gotten at. I think in a one-on-one game, Chelsea looks at him and says, we can play you straight up. I think we're going to find out in a couple weeks here what Man U thinks of it. Because we travel to Anfield. Obviously weren't quite ready for him at the beginning of the season. Now, hey, this is a team with confidence. If we can go to Man City and beat you, why can't we go to Anfield?
Yes.
I think you've got your Bournemouths who refuse to acknowledge when they're beat.
They are the cardiac kids.
And they're always going to be punching above their weight.
Yeah.
They don't have the budget for these things, but it's absolutely wonderful to see. Villa have dropped off a little bit, but they're interesting. Brighton and Hove still. And it's a huge Christmas present to see Tottenham barely in the top 10. Now, I say that, and, of course, Brentford, Newcastle, and Man U are there in the row. But
I was going to say that goal differential is pretty big on Tottenham. But
what's awesome here, though, is you look at this, and there are 3 points separating 13th and 5th place.
Wow.
That's incredible. There's only...
That's what you want.
There's
right?
2 points separating the top 2 despite the game in hand for Liverpool.
Yep.
Arsenal only 4 points back of that. I mean, we're not going to see somebody winning this league by 25 points like we've seen City do in the last few years. And I think that is a gift for soccer fans.
Yes.
To be able to say, you know what? I'm just putting the TV on today, and every game that comes on, I'm watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put on Goal Zone. I'm going to flip back and forth because Bournemouth is going to go to the 90th minute against a Wolves side. Nottingham Forest are going to cause problems for Manchester United.
Absolutely.
Ipswich is not going to let you
out
out of there.
They're not going to lay down for Chelsea. They're not going to do that.
And that's all you can hope for as a fan. When you're a fan of your club, you want to, hey, I was never complaining when Man U was winning 5-0 in the mid-'90s and I knew a trophy was coming. But the league was a lot more interesting and honestly a lot more fun to win when we had great competition.
Yes.
And we've got that right now, and it's beautiful to see.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what we've done is we've gotten to the end of our show. That was the Hey Aaron segment. And, guys, listen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Man, we are rolling through this podcast. Thank you for joining us tonight. We have come to the final segment of our show. It is the Aaron's Final Thoughts. Guys, I cannot explain how great this is to come and talk with you guys, talk with my best friend every other week about footy, about the world, just about life in general. And we hope that one day, if you're traveling through Indianapolis, you would get to the north side, well, not little now, but a suburb called Fishers. You'd stop by Chatham Tap, and you probably would see at least one of us here.
Chances are.
At one time or another. But, guys, listen, we've gotten to the Aaron's final thoughts. We love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I get to turn it over to my friend Aaron. Aaron, what do you got for us, my friend?
One thing I want to say real quick is there was a poll that went around through the Men in Blazers Raven newsletter a while back. I think it's been a couple months now. But it was all about trying to find the best soccer bars all around the country. And I know Chatham Tap in general and Chatham Tap Fishers specifically got a lot of responses, went on that website. They're putting together a book or something to kind of, have a guide for people. And I really, really hope that, since there's 3 of them, I hope they consider them one. And, if you get an opportunity to come to Indianapolis, you go to the downtown bar, you go to the Butler bar, you come to Fishers and you see us. You want to come to Fishers and see us.
You do. Absolutely.
We're the fun moms.
There you go.
But in general, it's just great. I can't express enough gratitude for them letting us broadcast from here and them opening early. If I was a server, I would be like, I'm getting up at 7 o'clock for a bunch of drunk asses to watch soccer games, and the answer is yes, because we're gonna have a good time and we're gonna make you laugh. We're gonna bring you jerseys. We're probably gonna bring you donuts. It's just wonderful up here.
Yep.
So. To piggyback that, I want to say they've still got their Toys for Tots program going on.
Yes.
It's overflowing with toys.
Which is
come in and bring in a few more and make that topple. And we've got some individuals who are also doing kind of separate Toys for Tots things that you can get in on. And really a wonderful thing. And also shout out to We Rock the Spectrum.
Yes.
Kind of a sensory gymnasium. It's in Carmel. It's not too far away from here. They did a Toys for Tots drive, and they're fantastic. If your kid's on the spectrum, or even not on the spectrum, and just want to have, be able to get away, have a soft gym, they've got, they've got a trampoline, they've got swings, they even have a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Climb in and you slide.
Like a,
gosh.
Yeah. Jungle gym.
You're connected,
sort of.
and it goes under
tunnels,
a rail.
and all this other
I
stuff.
don't know.
Okay.
Things get in the way.
Yeah,
What we're saying is, all these are great places that are doing wonderful things for the community, and it's your opportunity to reach out and give back. My final thing is I think I mentioned it previously. Got Christmas poo here. Not Hanky.
Mr. Hanky. No, not that one.
Actual Winnie the Pooh in his Christmas garb. And he's a nice reminder to me of my father and the fact that people may be missing loved ones around the holidays. And I can tell you that this is your neighborhood pub.
Yep.
If you're feeling alone, feeling a little bit down, pop in here. These people are going to pick you up. They're going to put an arm around you. They'll talk to you. And you don't have to give them your life story. You don't have to say this is what's going on. Just pop in. This is a community. We all look after one another. We have some disagreements. We don't always see eye to eye on things. It is where it is. But at the end of the day, I think this is a pretty good Chatham family. And if you want to be a part of it, come on out. And I guarantee you will be here to raise a glass. Chances are a Jameson, maybe a Jaeger if that's your thing.
There you go.
But holidays can be tough. And just want you to know that as always, you guys are there for us. You tune in, you listen, you send us some comments, and we're here for you as well. We're a sounding board. Our job is to just kind of listen and be there for everybody that we can be there for. So know that you are not alone in this world at the holidays. It's warm in here. The food is great, and the people will embrace you. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa. Whatever it is you are celebrating, or even if you're not selling anything at this time of year, just know there are other people just like you looking out for you, and we can't wait to see you. So come on in.
Man. That was awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We love each and every one of you. The drunk crowd is even saying we love you too. There they are. Guys, listen, have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Come in and see us during this time. If you can get here for New Year's, even better. But guys, listen, we love you. Take care. Hashtag Black People Vote.
Hashtag say gay.
Deuces.